Ladies and gentlemen, this is the hangover edition of BadCatz Sports Podcast. I love every one of you out there, and I love my two co-hosts. But tonight, I don't want to do the show. Okay? I want to sit in my recliner, eat Sharice pizza from Highland Pizza or Millennial. I want to gamble. I want to engage in some marijuana medicine from Northeast Alternatives. Of course, Northeast Alternatives. Go to the Rhode Island Sportsbook. Eat at Ciabra, okay?
And call it a night.
Then burn it all off tomorrow morning at Longplex, the Taj Mahal of sports facilities in the area. I don't want to be here. Tom Brady looks terrible. You know how I feel about Tom Brady. The fucking Patriots lost, okay? You know what I mean? Today ain't the day. But sometimes you gotta
do what you gotta do.
Sometimes you gotta do the do. And today is one of them days, my dude. To the left of me, I have a 20-plus year survivor of the Norfolk Correctional Facility, the Marconi Club, and Club Neptune, and Columbus Park, and Hillside Manor. Okay? He's 101 underdog to be where he is.
A long resume.
And this is the man, the myth, the legend, the Birdie.
That's a good intro.
You like that intro?
That was pretty good.
Yeah, okay. And when I'm a sarcastic, angry, tie-in motherfucker, sometimes my best humor comes out. And then, of course, we have the number one ranked, undisputed, undefeated, under 21 sports podcast as far as the eyes can see. My man, Rowdy Riley Arruda. All right?
Thank you.
So this is how it goes. And please, if if you catch our eye contact and we're going slightly right, Riley left, we're looking on Henfro, run the Henfro to go over 8 catches, by the way. So.
Prop bets.
So if you're doing it.
Prop bets. The 2 targets and another missed.
So here we are. So what's going on with you, Riley? What's going on with you?
Terrible week. Terrible week.
Terrible week.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yes, this is the top of the list, and it's not even close.
Really?
This fucking team's pissing me off. I can't watch it. It's hard to watch. It's just too many injuries. They need to. The Premier League needs to close down for a month or two. Stop, because they had positive tests for literally 8 days straight. 8 days straight, they had players getting positive tests, and they played 2 games within those 8 days. Like, what are they doing? Like, they need to close it down for a month or two, go into a break, let these players rest, let the COVID go past the teams, not play, because all of these teams, it's not just Chelsea, but every team is playing with, like, no players, and it's terrible. And in soccer, it's game after game after game. They have a game on Saturday, then a game on Tuesday, then a game on Saturday, then a game on Wednesday, then a Friday game, and it's just like, slow down, bro, slow down. There's too many people hurt.
It's coming, brother.
It's terrible. Coming. And not just that, they don't play well. It's just, they're not playing well right now. They're in a slump. They couldn't lose. They couldn't tie, and they fucking tied 2-3 games. And now they were in first place by 1 point. Now we're in third, 6 points behind Man City.
And that Christmas ticket I got you.
Yeah, so they're done in the league. Their league is probably done.
You think so?
Yeah. 6 points to make up on Man City, that's rough. They're not going to lose 2. I don't think Man City's going to lose 2 games here. And even if they do, they need to lose 2 games, and Chelsea needs to win out for the rest of the season. And the one way they can do it, which is good, is they have one more game of Man City coming up. So you need to beat Man City there. If you don't beat them and you just tie, the season's over. But if you beat them, you have a decent chance, but I think it's pretty much over. The way Man City is playing, the way Liverpool is playing, those 2 teams are not tying any games. And Chelsea needs a late penalty to beat Leeds and then barely beat... I don't know. It's just terrible. It's not fun. And then Teddy Bridgewater gets knocked out. I'm not the biggest fan of him.
I thought you'd be happy about that.
No. I don't want to see any player get hurt. I don't want to see him play for the Broncos, but I don't want to see him get hurt. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And Drew Lock is not good. I'd play better than him. He's not good. He's atrocious.
But you got your eyes on that backup quarterback for the Ravens, though.
I do. I told you that.
I like that.
I told you that in the car. I said if we the number one on my list.
Did you watch that game, Birdie?
Yeah, I did see this kid.
He looked good, did he?
The kid from Utah, McKinley.
They said he works hard. hard. He's a favorite in the clubhouse. His teammates love him.
Is he going to be a free agent at the end of the year?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, well, that kid just made some money.
Absolutely
based
did.
on his performance.
So do you know he's the first player in Ravens history to throw 2 touchdown passes and rush 2 touchdowns in the same game?
I did
Lamar's
see
never
that.
even done that
Yep.
either.
That's crazy.
And he's not number 1 on my list. Number 1 is Rodgers. Number 2 is Russell Wilson. Number 3 would be Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun Watson has no issues and he can play, Deshaun Watson moves to number 1.
I mean, that's a big.
It is a big if.
if.
And then Huntley comes in at 4th. If we can't get any of the big name guys,
Huntley.
get Huntley, and I think he's a massive upgrade over whoever we have. I like what he did. I like the dual threat he has. He looked good throwing the ball.
His composure and confidence. He looked like he had been there for a long time.
He almost beat Aaron Rodgers.
Well, he won a game against Chicago in the last 2 minutes earlier this year too. So I mean, he's proven himself, making a name for himself. So he's going to go from backup to starter real quick.
And all of that good play for that asshole egomaniac coach to go for 2 again.
Analytics. These guys
Go for 2 again. Like you didn't learn your lesson against the Pittsburgh Steelers, right?
Nope.
You're going to go for 2 again.
Well, these guys think this.
So that's 2 games I put in the Harbaugh loss column.
That's correct.
And you know something? He's such an arrogant bastard. He's going to do it again.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He's going to do it again, Birdie.
Well, he's got the Pete Carroll syndrome. He thinks he's smarter than everybody else. And then he's going to give you an excuse after the game as to why he did it. Last time it was because he didn't have no defensive
2 out of 13 chances to win the game this year have been successful.
Crazy.
To win the game.
2 out of 13.
And then you roll them out. And like Aikman said, you lose half the field.
Half the field.
This kid's not a pinpoint passer like what's his face? Keep him in the middle so he's got dual threat capability, right?
And if I'm not mistaken, you've got the most accurate field goal kicker who kicked the 66-yard field goal this year to win the game, and you're not going to even attempt to use him in overtime.
He could be the best kicker of all time by the time he retires.
I know I said that here, and I love Adam Vinatieri. You know what I mean? But Justin Tuck is on a first-round, first-class ticket to the Hall of Fame.
He's crazy good. And then to not, like, obviously, I think it's pretty much 100. If he kicks that extra point 100 times, he's probably going to make it 100 times. So that's guaranteed overtime. And now all you need is to get the ball in overtime, drive down the field like you guys did the last 2 drives you did to the Packers, and you win, which was a fantastic game, by the way.
And you have momentum, and you're at home. You know what I mean? And it's getting colder. Guys are getting tired. The wide receivers they don't have the spring in their step that they had all game. Hey, I just don't get it.
No, I don't understand.
I just don't get it. You want to know why? Because he wants to read his name in the newspaper and on ESPN Sports Center as a genius.
Well, if they don't make the playoffs, he's going to be because of him. Is the reason why.
So I want to bring up a point, right? So say that game went to overtime.
Yep.
That game pretty much relies on a flip of a coin. Is there any better way we can do this other than flip a coin to decide who gets the ball? Because you're flipping a coin, and then if it goes to the Ravens probably win. I'm going to say like 70% chance they win that game.
How about this? How about give it to the away team?
Or you could do like the NBA does in the 4 quarters where you get it in the first quarter, you know what I mean? So the other team gets the other ball. So whoever started the game with the ball could get the could flip it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just I don't like it. I don't like the way the game can end on a flip of a coin if you said heads or tails. Like if I say tails, right, as a captain, and it's heads, and my team loses because I picked the wrong thing, heads or tails, I don't even give my offense a chance to play. Like I just think that's dumb.
But that's not you. That's the way the structure.
No, but I just think that's dumb though. Like,
what's the alternative to that?
I think let both teams go down the field.
It's a little better than it was a few years ago before they changed it, where at least if you give up a field goal, you're getting the ball back. Whereas before, your field goal would have won the game.
Sure.
I think they should get the ball back no matter what. I think because say we get a part 2 of Packers and Bucks in the NFC Championship game, right? Goes to overtime. Why the fuck would we not want to see Rodgers and Brady go down the field again? Like, if Brady gets the ball, it's almost a guarantee he's going to score. So if they score, Rodgers doesn't touch the ball at all. Or vice versa, Brady doesn't touch the ball at all. In my opinion, do something like...
why just 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's not enough. In the regular season, it's not enough.
Yeah, the regular season, 10 minutes.
It's not enough.
No, they should just play for a full quarter. I agree. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's something they can look into in the offseason and revamping this a little bit.
I just don't like I don't like the rule where both quarterbacks don't touch the ball. It's just like in a league where they want scoring, it doesn't make sense to me. Like if say Brady goes down and scores in the overtime, right? Give the ball to Rodgers. If they don't score, then the game's over. If they score, then it goes back to the Bucks, and if the Bucks score a field goal, then it's game over. I think it should be like that, in my opinion. But
whatever they do, don't do it to colleges, though, because that's a fucking shit.
Yeah,
No,
I was gonna
no.
say that. That's,
remember that?
I mean, are those rules in college going to be in effect for these national championship games?
I would think so.
They should go to like the pro format if it does come down to it, because that would be crazy determining this.
I'd be able to convert from the 4-yard line or whatever it is. Crazy. Well, speaking of crazy, we had the Herren shootout, fellas. What you think?
Wow.
Long day. We got the t-shirts.
Oh yeah, long day.
Hurricane Rocket a t-shirt
Great event.
Right there.
Very well put together, Michael. You should take a bow for what you did, all the hard work you put into it, and
yeah, we had a great team.
how you had everything went off smoothly. It was very well run. Very
hard
organized.
to do. It almost went too smoothly. We did have our first forfeit in 8 years,
Okay.
but we were battling COVID too,
yeah,
man.
sure. I mean, it started today. Yeah, a
You
mandate
know?
in Rhode Island.
So yeah. So how about this? How about if we'll give 3 t-shirts away to the next 3 people that comment in the comment section. How's that sound?
Sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty good.
I don't
Little
care.
Extra Christmas presents. We got a triple X for you, Eugene. Don't worry about it. Oh, and we have to discuss
Out
this.
there tonight?
Riley, we got to discuss this tutu thing, and we need Bill Clinton's damage control after the Monica Lewinsky blowjob on this on this thing. We cannot have our young Cynthia. You already got a t-shirt. You already got one, Cynthia. You got a couple of them, actually.
You give her 2.
She's the best.
Just for the cheesecake she brought us.
Yeah.
Alone, never mind.
Yeah, that was a cranberry raspberry blend, I think, or something like that. A raspberry strawberry blend.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember.
Robert got one as well.
Robert Martini. Okay, Robert, you got one, brother. Hit me up on Facebook. Tell us where to send it.
So, Riley.
More on the way. Shauna.
Oh, boy.
Shauna could be coming by here. She works at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock tonight. It could be coming.
There'll be more sweets on the way.
That's bad for us, Birdie.
Shauna, I can tell like a mother. Like Riley looks young, right? So
Yeah.
Riley gets into a car, and we take him to the place of ill repute, right?
Okay.
That's your responsibility, by the way.
No, that's incorrect, Mike. Let's get the story straight, but we won't even go there now. But go ahead, continue your story.
So I roll down the window. She goes, "What's wrong with you? Roll your window up. You got the kid in the back seat. You're going to freeze to death. Blah, 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 blah." I'm like, man, I can't catch a break, dude.
So, getting back to Riley for a second
Yeah.
now, I want to get I don't want to really get into this too much. So, what did you do? Bomb out in the fantasy now?
So yeah, not good. So it started with
I
Not good.
ask your family if we can make a $250 contribution to a local food pantry or to the charity of Eugene's choice if we can keep you out of the red tutu.
that might be a night that I'll ask him because he actually runs Wreaths Across America where
So
they
tell him.
where they
Tell
put
him-
he doesn't run it, but you'll be able to donate.
I know your mother's listening, and I know your grandmother's listening, right? And I know you probably got 50 other Arrudas listening too. Eugene, $250 to keep Riley out of the pink tutu.
You know what he's gonna say, and I know exactly what he's gonna
No.
say. He's gonna say, "I'll take the $250, but he still has to wear a tutu."
That ain't
That's
happening.
exactly what he's gonna
That
say.
ain't happening.
Like that.
That's exactly what he's
So,
gonna
are
say.
there any weeks? Is this official now?
Yeah, so this is in everyone's. So this is all across America. This is NFL fantasy playoff week 1. So everybody's playoffs start this week. So my playoffs was in the losers bracket. So what you do is the top 6 teams go to the playoffs. The 2 top teams get a bye, and then the 2 bottom teams and the top 6 play each other. The bottom 6 teams, the best 2 teams who don't make the playoffs get a bye. Right? You
Yep.
following?
Okay.
And then the best team left out of the worst teams plays the worst team left out of the worst teams. So number 10 plays number 12, or no, sorry, number 9 plays number 12, and 10 plays 11. The 2 losers of 9 through 12 play each other to see who wears a tutu.
Okay.
I lost this week already pretty much because
you're
I'm down by like 45 points. I only have like my fucking defense left or whatever. So it's not going to happen. There's no way.
You got 1 week next week.
No, but listen.
Who's the
so-
guy that got sad? And
Oh, Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, if you're listening, thanks a lot, buddy. I traded for you. I traded away Chris Godwin, a premier wide receiver, because like, hey, I got to upgrade to Calvin Ridley, who's getting he was literally averaging 12 targets a game. And then the week I trade for him, he doesn't go to London. The week after he plays, the next week is bye week, and I missed 12 weeks of him. out of the 14 weeks I could have used of him, I only used him once. Or out of the 13 weeks I could have used him, I used him once. It was terrible. But yeah, so I lost this week, which means I'm going to be in one of the bottom 2 teams.
Yeah.
In the one of the bottom 2 teams, you get booted no matter what. If I lose this week, then I wear the tutu. Oof. If I don't lose, I'm still out of the league, but no tutu.
Oh, okay.
So, but me and my cousin, we made a deal where if it was both of us playing each other for a tutu, we would both wear it. Because he's like one of the only people. He's one of the only people I don't care about losing to.
Where is this tutu stashed at? Like,
every year the person who loses.
Break into it?
So every year the person who loses. Last year was my cousin Chase. He lives in Boston. He goes to college there. He brought it to his college, and he would wear it around. And when he came down for a wedding, he would wear it, whatever. So he has it right now in Boston. But he's back into Mass. He brought it because he knows that the season's going to be over. So I think both of us are going to wear it.
So he gives you the tutu?
Yeah, and I have to pass off the championship because I won the championship last year.
In the tutu?
Probably no, and it might be Eugene who wins the whole thing, so I might have to pass it off to Eugene.
How the fuck are we gonna call the undefeated under 21 sports podcast championship in a red tutu?
I like your idea.
Pink. It's pink.
It's like John Gotti bribing a George
or
something. I like that. Yeah.
This cannot happen.
It's pink though.
I think we're gonna have to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make Eugene an offer he can't refuse. I think that's what we're gonna have to do about this. Herren Shootout was a blast. A special thank you to you two, rather your friends. Adam Reese was very proud of. Turned his life around. Lisa, Shakira, Brian Michaelazic, and the whole crew. Mikey Gaudreau. How was Mikey to hang with?
He hung with us for a while, but then I had to leave.
Was he actually scoring it?
Yeah, he was.
I told him, I said, Mikey, listen, I got to go. I said, I'm handing you the scoring duties. You're taking over for the rest of the game. And he was cool. And then he ended up...
Were they complicated?
No, it wasn't that bad.
A little bit.
But you were there when I left. You were there to the end.
No. I had to leave to go for a COVID shot, which got canceled. And so what I did was these guys were starving, so I picked up a couple of pizzas on the way back.
How'd you smuggle the pizzas in there?
I was going to tell them if they were going to stop me, I'm going to say this is for the shootout, but they didn't say nothing. I just walked right in, and it was no big deal. So.
Cool. Where'd you get the pizza at?
I went to a place right on Route 6 in Westport.
Hey, it was pretty good. I was not expecting that. Right? I took the first bite. I was like, what the hell? I was like, where's this from? And it was actually really good.
There's a place on Route 6 is called Timo's in a little strip mall right across from White's. It's a very good little hidden gem if you want to.
Really? Yeah.
So I just texted Eugene and we got a response.
What did he say?
He said deal.
Yeah. $250.
Yep. To Wreaths Across America.
To Wreaths Across America, and you don't got to wear the tutu.
Yeah, he said deal.
Oh, Tom was shaking on that.
Yeah, but he can still avoid this if he wins this week, though.
If I win this week, we can avoid it. We won't have to do anything. But what the thing is that. So this is where it gets a little sketchy because me and my cousin already made a deal like 3 weeks ago because we knew us three were going to be in the bottom. And we made a deal saying, hey, if we both lose week 1 of the playoffs and we play each other, let's both wear the tutu because we don't care if we're both leaving the league. Like for me, honestly, right? I'm leaving the league, so I don't care if I finish 11th or 12th. It's still humiliation. So we both said we're both going to wear it. So this is where I get a little bit of... I don't have to wear it, but he does.
No.
So, like, do we play the game and just let it go through, or?
This is an executive decision on behalf of BadCatz board of directors. It's not happening.
Okay.
We'll
$250? $250, we're buying it out?
We're buying it out.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
We cannot let you go down like that, Riley.
No, you're going to be out of this league next year. You don't.
Yes, I'm done with this league. But in Dynasty League, I smashed the guy I'm playing this week.
We're going to do a show from the Somerset Ant Vets. Okay, we'll do a show with Somerset to raise money for Wreaths Across America, and once we get to the 250 pot, you are eliminated from wearing a tutu. Period. The end.
Okay. All right. He said we have to. So the only other thing is right.
No, but we have to get Eugene on film,
on record,
agreeing to this deal.
He did. So he just agreed to it. But what the thing is that. Me and Eugene are the commissioners. He's the commissioner. I'm like the secondary commissioner. He said it's okay, but we have to take it up with the whole league. If the whole league says no, it's not all right, then we can't do it. So it's going to go down to a league vote. It's going to go down to a league vote.
No, let me tell you something. If it happens, you're going on a limb for a year. Say goodbye to mom. Say goodbye to dad. We're going to send you to Mexico. We'll stash him in Cabo San Lucas for you. No, it's nice to meet you, Cellar Birdie. You can set up a little in-law apartment for your boy down there,
It's
right?
awful cold down there in the winter.
That's fine. I'll buckle up. But Dynasty League, we're still looking good. I just won week 1.
There you go.
Eugene's going to lose week 1, so I'm going to be moving on. I'm going to be playing the number 1 team.
Right there.
If I beat him,
hey,
we
we
should
got
be
your
good.
donation for Reach Across America. The money's already
Thank
coming
you. I
in.
appreciate you.
Robert Mazzini, can we get people to help rally out with Reach Across America here, please? We got to keep our young prodigal star out of a red tutu.
It's pink, but it's
Pink
just
red
even
tutu.
worse. Even worse.
That's like somebody catching me fucking dressing on 42nd Street
Yeah,
in
it's
New York.
terrible. It's terrible.
You
They're
want
doing
to
it.
laugh, though? Who's that guy, Sam Ocho, that does the NFL ESPN show? He was wearing a pink suit today on ESPN. Did you see it?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. That must be the new style.
There we go. We got people already lining up to do it.
Robert Mazzini, we got you
Two of them.
Hey, Reach Across America to keep rallying out of a pink tutu. We can't let it happen. We can't let it happen.
So we're going to put a GoFundMe page up for Riley?
All right, we'll do it all. We'll do it all.
This is awesome.
Come on,
See you
we
guys.
can raise 250 with our eyes closed for Reach Across America. You can? If you can, I chop my you-know-what off. Holidays, what's going down? I have not done any shopping. I'm not a big gift card giver, especially to my nephews.
It's the way to go.
No, it's not.
No.
It's always fucking cheap and easy.
It is
It's
if you
got to
go-
be. You got to have to put a little more.
If you're going at the last minute, it's the way to go.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a last minute fucking bailout is what it is. But it's no thought, no consideration, no nothing.
Well,
What are we gonna do, Birdie?
I don't know.
Are you buying anybody a gift? You gonna give your mother a gift card?
Yeah, well, my nieces are the ones I get. No, my nieces will get something in the mail is what I'll
Like
do.
what? What will they get?
Well, I'll send her a gift card and I'll send her a check like I usually do.
Send them
a T-shirt from the Herren shootout.
No, we're gonna get BadCatz sports T-shirts. Coming up.
Yeah, more of those. Yeah.
Special thanks to Mesa 21 for sponsoring the T-shirts.
Yep.
But as I was handing out these T-shirts, you're like, "Oh, I heard this restaurant is great," because we got teams from everywhere else, but forever.
Yep.
Yeah. So when they were reading the Mesa 21 on the back, they were like, "Okay, let's go, let's go."
I mean, how in this day and age is that possible that you would not have a team from forever? It's just
Yeah,
mind-boggling.
I tried.
It really
I called
is.
the athletic directors. I tried. I don't know, man. That's why our sports underperform.
That's
You
exactly
know,
part,
I mean,
part of the
that's
reason
one. That's,
why.
that's
Yeah.
one of the, that's it in a microcosm. All right, hold on.
Wreaths across Somerset cemeteries, wreaths across America, wreath ceremony, and wreath laying. So that's what they do. So they set wreaths across America for veterans that need wreaths,
Yeah.
and then they do wreaths. But they do like the Somerset spot of it too.
All right, we got you, Eugene. I'm telling you right now, this is coming. So we've already got 3 donations. We want Larry Avanzino. You will get a T-shirt. But finding smooth is a problem because I don't think John Walsh. I don't think John Walsh on the Witness for Safety program can find out where smooth is now.
Well, not only smooth, we gotta.
Smooth bagged out of it. He was supposed to volunteer at the shootout. He bagged out on me 2 days before.
Oh, really?
You did
Yeah.
link the page.
Did
Thank
he
you.
let you know he wasn't gonna be able to come down?
Yeah.
Not only smooth. I mean, you got to Rob Leonardo.
Oh, you ever seen the picture of Rob?
No.
Rob's drinking cocktails with some Portuguese Cape Verdean
Wow.
man with a smile across his
Oh
face.
my God.
You're unbelievable. What's up, gift cards? Hold on.
They say kids love
I
gift
don't
cards.
give a fuck what kids love. Kids love playing computers 100 people a day. Kids love fucking sitting in their cellar. Kids love a lot of shit. I don't care about the kids. And let me ask you a question. Since when did school buses drop people off at the house?
What do you mean at the house?
I was behind a school bus. It stopped at everybody's house and dropped the kids off.
Well, they do that in Westport because they're coming down like a rural area. I don't know about Fall River.
And forever they did it.
I've never heard of that in Fall River.
Well, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy. That is crazy.
They when I was in middle school, I used to take the bus, and it would just drop us off at a certain spot, and then you just walk away from that certain spot. And the
yeah,
same
that's
thing
how it
with
should be.
high school. You would have to pull the thing, ding,
Yeah.
and then drop you off at a certain
it's a
spot.
city bus,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
I never was at a certain house.
And you took the bus?
Middle school for 2 years, yeah, and then high school for only until I got my car for like a year or two. So not much. I just texted the group chat and I just asked them what they think, and we'll come back with live updates.
Waiting for the responses
for the groups. Yes, I think, and knowing my family, I think they're gonna say. I don't know. Some of them are nice. Some of them are really mean, but I still love them. And I think I know who's gonna say no.
Well, if they want to, see, I'm now your PR agent. If you want to cheat veterans across the country and leave their graves naked without wreaths, then shoot your friend down, shoot your cousin down. If you wanna place a wreath at a deserving veterans thing, then all you gotta do is agree to the deal. You know what I mean? Do you want to publicly shame your cousin, or do you want to help a naked veterans gravestone?
Yeah.
Right?
I actually did it before too last year during Christmas time. That was pretty nice because
cool.
You have to like. There's I didn't realize how many veterans there were in the like cemeteries, and you lay them down
There's
on all of them.
50,000 homeless veterans
It's crazy.
in California, Southern California alone, or LA County.
No, it's bad
crazy
out there. Yeah, no.
And Paris Hilton is feeding her dog filet mignon.
Well,
at a restaurant.
You can go one block from the Staples Center and see like tent cities out there.
Yeah.
And then another block, you got multi-million-dollar, homes. So it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There has to be some kind of middle ground.
Middle ground, yeah, unfortunately.
You would think.
Yeah.
So, Riley, Brady, do you get anybody a personalized gift at all?
As far as going...
We become a nation of credit cards and fucking gift cards.
Yeah, and I'm basically in that format too, kind of, where you just do the quick and painless way to do it. Cash, gift cards, or whatever, so...
So you don't buy your mother something that she likes?
Maybe go out to dinner or something like that.
Now, where would she want to go? Where would your mother want to
I
go?
don't know. She's Italian cook, so maybe the place that we got the food from in Somerset, there, Marafis or something like that.
No, you should go to the Italian kitchen. It's upstairs at the Don Carlos Club. Brendan O'Neill is a
I've
new
never
cook
been
there.
Really?
Yeah. Check out the
mentioned it.
Italian kitchen, man. Believe me. It's
I
good
didn't think
stuff.
there were any good Italian places.
Now, Riley, what do you get your girl?
I got a bunch of stuff. I don't know if she's listening, but she just sent me a list or something. I just like whatever. Just bang, banged it all out.
We got to get Eddie the jeweler.
Oh yeah.
You know Eddie, right?
Yes, of course.
He's got bags of stuff that because he doesn't have a store anymore. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him in here one time. He puts it on the table. We can pick through it.
All right,
and grab some stuff.
But I think gift cards are okay or money because it lets them pick what they want. Like if you pick something that you think they like and then they don't like
but
it.
There's nothing about the anticipation.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do you like it? Do you don't? One thing about me, I cannot pick out women's clothes at all.
Well, you gotta know the sizes first,
and then the styles.
Yeah, that's why you're better off going the other route. I would.
The gift card, right?
Card or the cash.
Yeah.
Crazy week in the National Football League. My God.
Was for a couple of teams.
Big week for the Lions and Saints.
Jesus Christ.
Bad week for Tampa Bay, the Patriots in Arizona. And Indy, Pittsburgh, 49ers staying alive in the playoff hunt. Who can make sense of this league? I have never, ever seen, okay, something that can be so upside down week to week than this.
Well, I was just going.
And I told my girl the other day, I was like, listen to me. This is a sport where you have to bring maximum energy, and this is the analogy that I used. Right? Tell me if you like it.
Yep.
At all 16 weeks or 17 weeks, or you could get beat. You know.
Well,
and I said this, and I said, think about it like this. But 3 times as intense. There is no possible way I could do that Herren shootout 17 weekends in a row.
Oh.
Do you understand what I'm coming from?
Yeah, the exhaustion and the energy. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and they need to bring more than that.
Yeah.
Right, Birdie?
Yeah. Well,
So you're going to have 3 or 4 bad weeks, right?
absolutely. No matter who you are. I mean, we saw it yesterday. Even Tom Brady is. Nobody's immune to it. No.
And who came up with the slogan "Any Given Sunday"? Can we dig that up, Riley?
That goes back a
and
long
give our listeners a
way.
gem. Who came up with on any given Sunday?
Well,
Because there is no truer analogy in sports.
to Tampa's credit, I mean, you're losing players left and right in that game, and you're still in the game in the fourth quarter, whereas Arizona did not even show up for that game. They were getting blown out of that game early and just did not even show up. I would assume they just thought they were going to win the game by showing up on the field in Detroit is what it looked like. And
yeah, but so did the rest of the fucking country. So did I. So did you. So did everybody else.
Oh, that's why
Oliver Stone came up with Any Given Sunday.
And then that was the movie. No, that was the movie.
That was the movie.
Who came up with the saying on Any Given Sunday?
Well, I'm sure it goes back a long way.
Because that's genius to me. Okay, do we want to talk about the brilliance of Aaron Rodgers, yes, or the futility of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Arizona Cardinals? What do you want to start off first? The good, the bad, or the ugly?
Well, I think the biggest story is what happened to Tampa, because nobody saw that coming. Nobody would have saw that in a million years.
But the thing is that the Saints have won before that game, I think 7 in a row versus the Bucs in regular season. 7 in a row. I made it 8 in a row, I believe, or 9. One of those. They haven't lost in like 8, 9 games to the Bucs. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think it was a huge shock, but the way they did it to shut out Brady for the first time since 2005, that's crazy. I did not see that coming at all. Even without all of those receivers, I would still like pick Brady to score at least 3 points. But I think it's just one, like I said a couple weeks ago, it's his hiccup game. All the quarterbacks get 1 or 2 hiccup games. Like Rodgers had the one week 1. Stafford had a few of them. This is Brady's first one, I think, of the season where he didn't look good at all. Didn't look like himself. I just think he'll come right back after. But that was a huge game for the Saints.
Do you know what I said watching that game when I realized that they weren't going to come back? I said, you know something? Maybe this is the loss that they needed.
Could be
4 weeks away.
It could be.
Have them not to take practice for given, not to take where they are for given. Notice that any team can get beat. All right, and give them that one kick in the ass before going into the playoffs. Right?
Well, for the rest of the year.
Are you feeling me? Are you feeling me at all, Birdie? You feeling me, Riley, with that?
Yeah.
They're not going to take anybody lightly for the rest of the year. They've got Carolina twice, and I believe the Jets. So, I mean, you should walk in way with 3 wins, but you can't just expect to show up and think it's a given that you're going to win those games after what you saw yesterday. So,
well, it should be.
We know one thing about Tom Brady. He will make sure that his team is ready to play.
I would love to be a fly in the wall.
Yeah.
I would love to be a fly in the wall in practice and in a meeting room then. Now, what you think about the Saint players going out of their way and coaches to taunt Tom Brady?
Well, normally it's a huge mistake to do that, especially with the whole fourth quarter left in the game to get in Tom Brady's face the way you don't see anybody do that. Very rarely have I seen anybody do that and get away with it on top of it. For them to get away with it, and then at the end of the game, you saw Tom Brady walking over because the guy was dancing on the sideline. And he went over and he had a few words with him.
Yeah, I told the guy to go
all
fuck
the way
himself.
across. And then to come at the end of the game and smash the monitor. So you could tell, obviously, those losses don't sit well with Tom. And
but he's going to wait a whole year to get it back.
Unless something crazy happens in the playoffs.
Not, because if the Saints somehow slide in, you never know.
Yeah, they could. I mean, that's a win that they probably weren't thinking they were going to get. And they did.
If you are the coach, do you address your players in doing that, saying we might see him again? Like maybe because how many guys, shove on,
Well, the thing about it is, I mean, the Saints are so emotional in that game. You got to remember 2 things about what happened in that game. Sean Payton's not coaching that game, so he's not on the sideline. So you got Dennis Allen, who's the, I believe, offensive coordinator coaching that game. So he's got, you're one man up, and you got some other assistants that are probably moved up. So that's a big, big thing to beat Tom Brady, to shut out Tom Brady as an assistant coach, taking over the duties of that game. So I can see where the emotion took over for the Saints at the end of the game. But as far as that defensive back taunting Tom with a whole quarter to go, boy, did he get away with one there, because usually you're going to pay for that, and it didn't happen. But, hey, they won the game. They outplayed them. And,
you don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't spit in the wind. You don't pull a mask off the low range. You don't taunt Tom Brady. But he did.
And it worked out.
And he got away with it.
For now.
Well, they lost God when the news wasn't good with him. He's done.
So he's done for the year.
Torn ACL.
See, to me, Fournette's the key to that team. You don't want to
1 to 2 weeks.
You don't want to lose. Yeah, I mean, you'll be able to survive without Godwin because you're going to Antonio Brown coming back, and it's kind of ironic because they were talking about not wanting Antonio Brown back. I think that might that might have changed after yesterday.
Well, no. Jay Glazer announced it after the game that Antonio Brown would be back.
Yeah, well, I don't see Arians getting rid of him.
No.
Brady going to allow that.
Listen, this league is not full of choir boys, people. You know what I mean? There's a lot of bad dudes from a lot of bad places in this league. Just like there's a lot of bad dudes running around Wall Street, and there's a lot of bad dudes walking around politics, and there's a lot of bad dudes walking around corporate America. There's a lot of bad guys in the National Football League, a lot of bad guys in the NFL, a lot of bad guys in Major League Baseball, a lot of bad guys in the NHL, a lot of bad guys in soccer.
And they got a lot more money than they know what to do with in all them places.
They don't get paid whether they go to communion or they on how they treat their fellow man. They get treated on how they help their teams win football games, and that's it. So, unfortunately, so. That's just the way it is. So there was no doubt in my mind whatsoever that Antonio Brown would be back there.
Well, they're gonna need him now. So
okay, we talked about Tampa and Arizona. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions and the Saints. That's great for the National Football League, isn't it? Isn't it great that you can have these teams go in there, okay, and win a football game? They say somewhere Pete Rozelle was smiling after the results of last week.
Yep.
Are you buying that, Birdie?
Yeah, no, I agree with it. It is good for the league because you don't want to see all these big favorites just stomping on these teams. I told you last week it was a bad look for the league with some of the games going into this week. But seeing with a couple of these upsets coming in, being thrown in, I think it's good. It's good for the league.
Yeah. Now, is it good for the league that so many teams are involved in the playoffs? You would say yes, right? Major League Baseball has said that, how the wild card market and how it keeps 9 different television markets engaged.
Personally,
football, you got Indy, Pittsburgh, 49ers staying alive.
Yes,
in this thing.
But personally, I could do without it. I would have liked to see them leave it the way it was. You had 6 teams in there before. You added the extra week also, which I don't like. But it's all about revenue. The more markets you're going to keep in there till the end of the year, the more interest and the more ratings and the more money they're going to make, and that's all it comes down to. So
they certainly do. Out of these teams, Indy, Pittsburgh, and the 49ers, right? Who do you have the highest hopes for? Who do you have the highest hopes for teams hanging on?
Well, you just named 2 of them that have really got a high ceiling right now, and that's San Francisco and Indianapolis.
I agree.
I don't know how Pittsburgh keeps hanging on. I mean, that game was hard to watch.
They keep doing it.
It was hard to watch, though. I don't know how.
Yeah, they came from behind. They were down 10-3, 13-3 in that game.
Yeah.
And San Francisco, I think they got a really good chance. I mean, they got a couple division games coming up. Their defense is playing really good. Deebo Samuel has been lights out. George Kittle's catching everything coming his way. Brandon Ayuk is starting to evolve. Their run game is looking good. They got a really good team, and I would not want to play them. Like if the Packers finish. The Packers might get the first round bye. Let's say the Rams. The Rams don't want to play their divisional rival right there week 1, or neither do the. If I'm the Bucs, I don't really want to play the 49ers week 1.
They can if they're in the same division, though, right?
They can week 1. They can week 1 because like last year week 1, the Bucs and the Saints played each other first week because that's how it rolled out. The Bucs were, let's say, whatever. 3rd or 4th seed. Oh, no, that wasn't week 1. Week 2.
No, they can't play.
They can't play in the playoffs.
Yes, they can't.
Not the first round, though.
Yeah, they will, Mike. Yeah, they will. Because once the playoffs start, you throw out the divisions or whatever. Whatever the matchup is, that's who you're going to play based on what the seed is. So,
really?
Yeah, they're not gonna rotate anything because you're in the division. If it comes down to San Francisco has to play the Rams.
So the Saints could play them.
That's why I'm saying the Saints got to be careful because if they get in, they could see Tampa again.
Like say Tampa finishes second.
Just for the first round.
No. So if Tampa finishes second, they get the worst team in the playoffs. If the Saints finish as the worst team in the playoffs, then they'll get Tampa right away. Or if Tampa finishes 3rd, Tampa will get the second worst team. If the Saints are the second worst team, they'll get that.
Yeah.
So that's how it works.
They're not going to shift it because you're in the division.
What I'm saying is the 49ers are probably going to be one of those bottom 2 teams because the Rams / the Cardinals either one of those teams take up the best wild card spot because they have such a good record. So then the bottom two comes down to the Vikings, the 49ers, the Saints, all three of those teams. And out of those teams, the 49ers are the one team that could win a couple games and go to the NFC Championship game again.
Well, same with Indy. Indy's a team you definitely
Without
don't want to see
question.
right now.
No.
'Cause, I mean, that offensive line is scary, what they did to the Patriots.
Jonathan Taylor's just like running down every person he
physically.
sees. And it's just, if they just put the ball on him and just let him go, there's no other running back right now in the league that I would want on my team.
I was a firm believer of Tom Brady getting MVP this year, but as a journalist, I had to reevaluate. And what I saw Aaron Rodgers do against the Baltimore Ravens team on the road was absolutely amazing. I mean, it was now listen, but you know what? I said about Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to talk about any
you want to
games
see it in the
against
playoffs.
Ravens
I know.
until we see it in a championship game, in a Super Bowl, something like that.
This is why he's my favorite to watch.
Very, very impressive. Hitting windows, splitting defenses, just totally took command control of that game. And he's lucky that he did. When he did, that game they would have lost.
Well, since the first week of the season when they got smashed by the Saints, he threw 2 picks in that first game. Throw that first game out, his quarterback touchdown to interception rate was 27-2 for the rest of the year so far right now. So
that's just insane. Just insane.
You know, and he actually missed a couple of throws in that game where he would have had another touchdown in the end zone.
He was a little off because there was one to MVS he had when MVS beat the guy. Yeah, I know.
It's a lot of
I know,
it,
but you could see it when he threw. He's like, because sometimes he'll get mad at the receivers, but that one was not the receiver's fault because he was open. But that game was amazing. That's why he's my favorite to watch. Him and Devontae Adams. They're like every time they take a step, they know exactly where the other one's going. It's insane.
They have no excuse this year. If they get home field again this year and they're getting everybody back healthy, there's going to be no excuse for them, whether it's Tom Brady or not. They have to go back and win.
So let me throw this out to you, Birdie, and I agree too. So what if Tom Brady or Matt Stafford go into Green Bay and beat them?
Then it's time for Aaron Rodgers to say, I can't beat these guys and I'm done. Walk away.
But let me ask you a question. Do you become more known for what you didn't do or all that you accomplished, Riley?
I would say no. There's a lot of factors that go in.
No.
I would say no.
Off the hook so with that,
I think what he did do.
You're leaving with one.
Dan Marino had arguably one of the most talent of all time. He had none.
But he wasn't as good as Aaron Rodgers is.
I know, but what I'm saying is, but when he retired, Dan Marino was considered the greatest, the second greatest, and he had none.
Let me explain something to you. Dan Marino was more known for what he didn't do by getting Super Bowl. Him and Charles Barkley are referenced, not as Hall of Famers, as the best guys to never win championships.
But Rodgers did. He won one.
Okay.
He won one, and I think, to me, he's still. I think what he did do.
Because you're a good guy and you want to.
Yeah, that's fine. But I think if you break down his numbers, it's just.
You're right.
Because
you're a logical, intelligent young man who's going to do that. The average freaking potato chip eating, beer drinking idiot says, fuck Aaron Rodgers, he's a joke.
Well,
they definitely will say that.
Here's the deal with Green Bay this year. You've got the defense, probably the best defense he's ever had around. There's going to be no excuse. They're going to have, if they get home field now with the defense they have, you have to at least minimum get to the Super Bowl. You cannot lose in the NFC Championship again, because if you do lose, it's going to do exactly what you just said. It's going to put not only psychologically into
an asterisk.
Yeah,
on a break there, and it's unfair.
Yeah, it is unfair because what this guy's done, I mean,
yeah,
it's unlike I
am not saying it's fair. I am not saying it's warranted. I am not saying it's equitable. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying it will be an albatross and an asterisk and something he'll have to deal with for the rest of his
So just theoretically say we go to the NFC Championship game right now and it's Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. Tampa's at Green Bay. There's no pressure on Tom Brady in that game. He's won everything. He could lose that game, and it's so what? That was our season. Aaron Rodgers, like you said, the gorilla's on his back. He has to win that game. He has to beat him. So
is the gorilla on his back, Riley?
Yeah, for sure. I think because everyone's just talking about, you can't do it, you can't do this, you can't do that, but. For sure, if the road's through Green Bay again, then yes. If it's not, then I would say it's a little bit off of his back.
No, he does not want to lose 2 NFC Championship games at Lambeau.
No,
consecutively. No.
Not with the
if it's a road game,
year, so.
It's a road game,
Yep.
and for obvious reasons, it's but Not that one, for sure. Let's talk about the elephant in the room today, for sure, and it is COVID in sports. Birdie, it is wreaking havoc. We talked about how fortunate. I predicted this weeks ago, and my whole stress level was, would we be able to sneak this Herren shootout under the wire for the COVID, right?
We got it in just under the wire. So
I'm going to do this. What are we looking forward to? Could we see an NFL shutdown for 2 weeks? Could we see an NBA shutdown and an NHL shutdown? Riley's begging for it in
soccer, yes.
In soccer. Where are we at with this?
I don't see the NFL doing it. I think that the NFL, because of the greedy bastards that they are going to juggle this around every which way to try to get these games in. And they're not going to forfeit
with fans.
That part could be subject to state-by-state ruling if you get a bad outbreak like we talked on the last show. But like you said, it won't happen in Florida. We know that.
It doesn't happen in Tampa Bay, yeah.
No.
But it would happen in New England or New York.
Yeah, it could.
California.
States that have a big outbreak and they decide, okay, we're only going to allow 50% capacity or we're going to go down to even less than that. So, I mean, you're creating chaos as it is because you look at a team like Cleveland's playing tonight. You're only getting 4 days off and then they got to go play Saturday in Green Bay. So there's your disadvantage right there. So I don't see them shutting it down. These other leagues, though, the NBA, the NHL, you might see some pauses on their part. I mean,
Riley, English soccer shutting down. You said you want them to. Tell us why.
I want them to, but I don't know if they will because like Chelsea asked for them to like reschedule the game and they said no and they got that declined even though they had like 8 days straight of positive tests. They said no. So I don't know. Now that it's up and going again, it's hard to stop it again. But I think it should be. There's just too much going on. There's too many players are getting positive. There's too many false negatives, and
there's
so many
players in college basketball. We got 15 people not playing for the Cleveland Browns. I mean, I one day just say, hey, listen, we need to protect the quality of play in the Shield.
Yeah.
And just like take a pause for a second.
Well, the extra week is kind of backfired in their face now because I bet they wish they didn't have the extra week to go to 16 weeks.
Yep.
Right.
This is the worst time to go to extra week because now if they have to shut down, they'll be like, all right, we're in the playoffs, we're not gonna shut down. But now you're in week 18, not in the playoffs yet, buddy, because you guys wanted to add another week, so it could really bite them back in the ass.
Now, one good thing about the court, because through adversity comes opportunity, and you see a kid like the Ravens quarterback, right?
Yes.
And you see a kid like David Duke from Providence College get an opportunity to play in the NBA, and he's playing well. And then you see a guy like Isaiah Thomas, who probably got screwed more than anybody else, have another opportunity to make some money again. So through this adversity, gives 15 people a chance to play and I find that they might not have never played in.
That's correct.
Right?
You're going to have 4 starters for the Bears secondary tonight that haven't played all year, so
there you go.
But it's just not, like, as much as it's fair for that, like, it's cool for them, it's not fair for those players who's earned that spot to stay in that spot.
There you go.
Like Kevin Durant, he's earned his spot. He's making the money because he's the best in the world at what he does. And for him to not be able to play...
Well, Durant's playing.
No, but I'm saying, like, there's a couple weeks ago where he didn't play, and then for this, like, another dude just to come up and play and then look good. Obviously, he's not going to take Kevin Durant's spot, but it's just not fair to those guys to take away their time. Just pause the league and just wait until everybody's negative. Find something you could do, like a bubble or something like that. But it's cool that these players, like Isaiah Thomas, get to come back. But then again, like, it's another player you have to worry about for a positive test or negative test. So it's a lot that goes into it. And it's just
let's hope these guys would lock themselves in their own bubble.
Who did Isaiah Thomas sign with?
Lakers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that.
All right. We said this would be a short one, and I'm not kidding. Let's go to the Your Fire segment, and then we are done.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Do you have a Your Fire, Birdie?
I do, right away.
The fired segment.
Yeah, Vic Fangio for the Broncos. He needs to go. He should never coach another game for the Broncos. He's absolutely atrocious. They have the ball with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game. And he's like, all right, let me call a timeout now to save the 10-second runoff it would have had. If he doesn't do that, they have to run a play before the 2-minute warning. So now the Bengals run a play, then it's a 2-minute warning. You save your timeout, you get 2 timeouts. What does he do? Let me call a timeout to save the 10-second runoff. You save 10 seconds off the clock instead of letting it go down to let them make a play, letting it go down to the 2-minute warning, and then getting 2 timeouts. He's terrible. He's not a good coach. They're 1-11 when, as a Broncos head coach, he's 1-11 when they are trailing at halftime. That's terrible. 1-11.
Vic Fangio, you are fired.
Yes,
You up, Birdman?
You watch the Bears tonight. I think this guy's gone no matter what happens, unless the Bears somehow pull out a miraculous recovery. Matt Nagy, this guy should have been gone 3 years ago. I don't know how he survived, but I would definitely get rid of him.
Matt Nagy, you are fired.
And I'll leave the last one to you that you hit on.
Everybody, from the ball boys to the interns to the IT people to the practice squad guys to the head coach to the general manager to everybody in the New York Giants organization, you got to go. You live in the greatest city in the world with one of the greatest, proudest franchises in history of sports, and with some of the best owners you could ever possibly dream of having.
Joe Judge.
Okay.
Dave Gettleman.
Dave Gettleman, go Gettleman, the general manager, anybody involved on the business side and player personnel side for New York Giants, you are fired. And I am the Hurricane.
So we got trivia?
Where we go? I'll give you 2 quick questions. I didn't really do any trivia today.
That works with the theme.
Okay, the first one is today they usually name they're going to name all the Pro Bowl starters tomorrow, but for some reason they named 5 today. So 5, you give me your 5 best players in the league that you think that they named today for the Pro Bowl.
See how many I get right?
See how many you
I'll
can
go
get
first.
right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Well, why don't we write them down?
Yeah, write your 5 down. Now okay. I'm going to give you the positions, though, so to make this a little easier. Quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Running back.
Yeah.
Wide receiver.
Yeah.
Tight end. Defensive line.
Okay, I'm good. I already got mine.
Okay.
I got mine, so it's one apiece.
Yeah. Who do you? Yeah,
all right, we'll both go quarterback. I think this is a rough one, but I think it's
Tom Brady.
I think it's Rodgers.
You are correct. You are incorrect.
All right, receiver.
What about Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. That one's easy.
You're both correct.
Receivers, Devontae Adams. Actually, no. Redo. Can I call it back?
Yeah, you guys. That's
not
not your
Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's my final
answer?
answer. Cooper Kupp's my final answer.
Devontae Adams, my final answer.
Cooper Kupp.
Tight end.
Tight end.
Rob Gronkowski.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce is correct.
D lineman. I got a wild card spicy pick, and if it's not him, I'm gonna be real pissed. Myles Garrett.
J.J. Watt.
Aaron Donald.
God, that's not my. Come on, Aaron Donald's the best player, the best defensive player in the league. I get that, but Myles Garrett has 15 sacks, and it's week 14. This dude is so good. I don't understand how he's not number 1. I was gonna say Aaron Donald because I thought it was gonna be him, but Myles Garrett should be him. I like that one.
I saw 2 things today. One of them completely baffled. I don't know. I got to research this to see if it's true or not, but it was on ESPN. They said that in Tom Brady's career, his defenses have given up 12 points or less in 88 games. And that in 88 games, what do you think his record was?
Below 500.
Below 500?
I don't know. I think because there's something crazy.
That a game that his defense has given up 12 points or less, what would his career record be? Unfucking defeated. 88-0, which is absolutely.
Wait, 12 points or less?
12 points or less.
Well, now it's less.
That last night, it would have been the first time ever that he's.
Was the first time.
Yeah, so I mean that is just completely. Yeah. So getting back to that, Tom Brady got shut out. The last time was 15 years ago, December 10th, 2006. Name the team and the coach that shut Tom Brady out in that game. Oh my God! Any guesses?
All right, I got one.
I was kind of.
I don't got the coach, but I got the Baltimore Ravens as my guess.
2006. No, it was
Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. Who was the
wow?
Who was the coach of Miami Dolphins? 2006.
Nick Saban.
Wow, you got
that's
on fire.
That's what's up.
On fire.
That's what's up.
Wow, that's impressive, man. I'll tell you what.
That's what's up.
That was a tough question.
Okay, Operation Keep Riley out of the pink 2-2 and fundraising Billy for Reese Across America. You know how we do it. I am the Hurricane for Birdie and Riley. Now we're going to do what we want to do. Pig out, hang out, gamble, and watch football. You know what's up. Peace.
Oh, wait, we're not
88.